Hello there, my friends. Today we're going to discuss what some Patrick Mahomes rookie cards in a PSA 10 grade are worth. We've got the Donruss card number 327. We have the number 269 off of Prizm, and we've got the traditional Panini here, card number 104. We're going to establish what I think these are valued at personally, as well as establish some entrance and exit points so that we can get in and get out and hopefully make a few dollars of profit. First, we'll have to take a few moments here to explain what this chart here is all about. We have 15 recent sales. These are all auction sales that are taken from eBay. These are not buy it nows. They are not best offers, strictly auction, because I like to see the back and forth. I like to see bidders fighting over a card in order to establish the true sort of demand for a card. As you can see up to the top right, we have a submitted PSA 10 and percent PSA 10. So these are the number of Donruss cards number 327 that have been submitted to PSA for grading. That's 11,121 of these cards. 1,577 have come back in a PSA 10 grade, and that's about a 14.18%. Now, when you compare that to current and newer cards, especially through Panini, this number, this 14.18%, is significantly lower than what we're seeing for current cards, which is interesting. So I do like to take note of that. I've done a fair number of these already, comparing 2023 versions of, say, Prizm, right? And we're seeing a lot of cards come back at a 50% clip for PSA 10. Just seeing that this card is only at 14.18 really tells me that the supply for a PSA 10 is rather limited. Now let's talk about the colors down below here. Blue is actually going to be the average bid price paid by someone who won an auction. So that comes to $875.47. $11.51 is going to be the average shipping they paid for an all-in price of $886.98. Now, the question is, are any of these numbers going to be what I consider fair value for this card? And the quick answer is no, because these numbers don't take into consideration the seller's fees. In order to list an auction on eBay, the sellers have to pay between 13 and 15% right off of the top. So $759.17 is deducting those fees off of the blue, and that is essentially what your take home is for the sellers. This is a number that I would say more accurately depicts what this card is worth, right around $760. Now, is that what I'm paying? No, I most certainly am not going to be paying that much as far as getting my hands on it, because I need to have a little leeway to make a swing trade if necessary. So that's what these green, yellow, and reds are. So think of a stoplight. Green means go, yellow means slow, red means stop. Green is a 70% price point of the blue number. So that's my first offer, typically $612.83. We'll just call it $612 just to make it easy. Now, yellow is a 75% price point of P. That comes to $656. That's usually my second offer. And red is typically my hard stop of right at $700. So first, second, third, and final offers. But I also like to take into consideration the bottom third of sales. So in order to do that, I have to go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like $724.06 is going to get me into the bottom third of sales. Right above it, you'll see $693. So that's going to be a little bit lower than my $700, but that $724 is certainly higher. In fact, right between this orange and the red. I feel comfortable saying that at the very most, I'm going to spend $700 on this card. I think I can find it at that price point. These are all numbers that you would take if you were buying in person. And if you can get your hands on it at $700 in order to get into the top third of sales, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looks like 780 would net you at about an $80 profit, or that amounts to a $900 buy it now if you wanted to sell it through eBay. All right. I know a lot of wind, a lot of difficulty, but the most important things are fair value right around 759. Last and final offer for me is 700. I'm hoping I get it. If I don't, then I just have to be patient. All right. And as you can see, all of these actually happened actually happened within a couple weeks of each other. So there's quite a few of these cards out there right now. And I mean, I'm just keeping my eyes open. If I can find one at a good price and make about $80 in a turn and burn, why not? All right. Next up, let's look at the graph here. As you can see, relatively consistent. We do have a few outliers of over 1,000, but everything else is lining up right around that $750 to $900 mark. Really very consistent. And I'm actually a little surprised that these outliers exist, but people wanted them and they got their hands on them at a premium. This is also why this consistency is also why your profit take is going to be very tight. It's going to be hard to get, again, that last and final offer at $700. Next, let's look at the Prizm, which is card number 269. We're seeing 5,190 submitted to PSA. We've got 939 coming back as a PSA 10 grade, which amounts to 18%, about 4% higher than our previous one that we just looked at, the Donruss. However, these ones definitely going for a lot more. $4,066.33 is the average bid price for this card. And there's not much leeway. As you can tell by these numbers here, actually, we'll look down here. As you can tell by these numbers here, we've got tons of consistency. Yes, there's about a $600 swing from low to high, but everything else is right around $4,000. Crazy consistent, huge demand for this card, and those price points, my goodness. Anyway, $1,703 is your average shipping. $4,083 is going to be your all-in on average to get this to your house. That is a pretty penny. After fees, we're looking at $3,527 for the sellers to take home, and a green first offer is $2,846, a yellow second offer $3,049, and a final offer, which is going to be $3,253. I'm betting we're not going to be able to get anywhere near this number if we take a peek at the bottom third. This is just such a hard card to get your hands on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, $3,426.33 gets you into the bottom third of these. In fact, this hard stop red would actually be the second lowest. So you'd have to get really lucky in person. Again, these are all this is all trading in person. So if you saw this at a trade show, if you saw this at a card shop, these are the numbers that we're considering here because it takes off those fees. I knew we wouldn't be able to get anywhere near this hard stop. That's probably why I'm not in on this card. A little too rich for my blood, and there's so much consistency that you're not really going to be able to turn a profit if you do get your hands on it. I mean, you'll turn a profit, but you're also going to tie up a lot of your money. So getting in the top third of sales, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, $3,662. That's assuming you can get your hands on it. I think you're probably looking at getting your hands on this at $3,400 to $3,500, and you're going to make what, $100 in profit, and you've had your money tied up the whole time. So I think in person, fair value, $3,527. All right. Next and last, we have the Panini. This one going to be a bit more approachable for various reasons. Most importantly is this percentage PSA 10. All right, so 1,881 have been submitted. 953 have come back perfect 10s. That's a 50% clip. So if I am looking to get my hands on a pack fresh card, This would probably be the set I'd be going after just because I know that I'd be able to sort of swing it most likely into a PSA 10 grade. Again, this is card number 104. I don't think I covered that. 411.15 is your average bid price for this card. Shipping $532. Total all in $416.47, which means that the average seller is taking home $356. 287 is first offer at 70%, a 308 is second offer at 75%, and 328 is final. Let's look and see if we need to adjust the final. Let's go down 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 331.95, right around that 80% final offer. So I'm going to stick at 328 as my final offer. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll look at getting my hands on, or getting a sale done on my end for $372. That would net us about $45 or so in profit. Oh, wait, no, sorry, I can't. Yeah, about $45 in profit if we did make that happen. That's a $430 buy it now as well. All right. Let's undo that and take a look at the graph. This is what we're looking for as far as trying to be able to make money on these swings, right? We've got a bit more variation in price point. That's going to help us find a way to get in on the low and sell on the high. Of these three cards, Panini is going to probably be my target card if I'm looking to trade and sell, right? I can get in on a lower price point. I can take advantage of the swings and the excitement in the card and hopefully make a few bucks in profit while I'm doing it. Again, like I said, this is definitely the card that I'd be looking for a pack fresh card if I wanted to grade it out, 50%. Although I am excited about the fact that we're a little closer to that 14 to 18% on these original two ones. That makes me feel a little bit better about what I've been seeing lately as far as a PSA 10 grading percentage from PSA. It's been insane. The amount of cards that are coming back at a PSA 10 kind of ruins it for me, I'll be honest with you, as far as the newer cards. But I'm glad to see these older ones are a little harder to get your hands on. You got to put in a little more work. All right. So of those three, like I said, the Panini is probably my pick. I like the rated rookie. I like the blue. I like the red and the blue combo on the Donruss quite a bit. So that would probably be my second pick. And that Prizm, yes, if I have a personal collection and want to hold on to something worth $4,000 for a long time, sure, why not? But I'm in the game of making some dollar bills, and yeah, that'd be very hard to do with that card right now. All right, so hopefully this helped you all out, helped you all figure out what your Patrick Mahomes might be worth and what you might be able to trade or sell it for. If it did, please remember to leave some nice comments down below. I love nice comments. They're great. Take care, my friends.